Hello everyone, good morning. Can anyone confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Yeah. So last class where we stopped. Last class. The last class we discussed about how to create one simple web page, static web page, header, footer, and menu and some content. At the same time, once my development is done, I deployed that code or not from my local machine to server. Yes or no? I deployed my code or not. Once you deployed, then the time in this world anyone can see our web page or not. dev.uijavakit.com we deployed. Okay, you can see our web page or not. Yes or no? Anyone can see it or not. Okay. For this static web page, if you observe, you used like only HTML and CSS or not. You used only HTML and CSS. Why we go for HTML? Okay, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language to prepare some content which is rendered inside the browser to show, okay, to visible to the end user. Then you can go with HTML. HTML is a markup language. Just we prepare some content which should render inside the browser or not. To make that content look and feel to my end user, then you can apply some CSS. To make it like look and feel, then you can apply what? Then you can apply the CSS or not. Got my point? Then we can apply the CSS or not. When you can go with JS, when you can go with JavaScript, on this particular page, if you want to do some operation, see, if I click on the home here, home content has to display. If I click on the about content has to display. Contact on the page, on the elements, if you want to perform some operations, then you needed some scripting language or not. That can be that is like JavaScript, that is like a React or Angular or some other also. Got my point? Okay. Now, on top of JavaScript, we have React. So by using React in future, I want to create the web page. If I click on the home content has to display. About content has to display. Contact content has to be displayed like that. I want to create one web page. In future, we'll see. In future, we'll see that one. And one more thing, we discussed about the media queries also or not. We discussed about the media queries also or not, the last class. Why we go for media queries? Why we go for media queries? Very simple answer. To develop a responsive web page or not. To develop a responsive web page or not. To develop a responsive web page. And one more answer also can give. Based on the resolution, if you want to apply some CSS properties to some elements, based on the resolution, hey, I want to apply one CSS property to one element in between 600 to 700 resolution, then that time by using media queries, it's possible or not? By using media queries, it's possible or not? Yes or no? By using media queries, it's possible or not? Based on the resolution, if you want to apply some CSS properties, based on the resolution, if you want to apply some CSS properties, then you can go with what? Then you can go with media queries. By using media queries, yes, we can develop a responsive web page. All are agreed? So far, anyone have any questions? So far, anyone have any questions? No? Okay, then. No problem. Let's start with next level discussion. Let's start with next level discussion. So now come here. Now say this. Okay, instead of sharing the screen and everything, first of all, okay, whatever the issue you face, just share, send me the mail. Send me the mail. So If it is resolved, then that time through mail, it is okay. Otherwise, then that time you can share your screen and we can do something. Okay, first of all, while practicing, if you face some issues, just share. Okay, what was the issue? Just mail me with screenshot and code. Okay, agreed with me? Okay then. Oh, perfect. Let's start with next level discussion. See, I have one.html file is there. I have one.css file is there. Okay, how we can include one CSS file inside the HTML? How we can include? How we can include one CSS file inside the HTML? By using link tag. Perfect. Link relation equals to style sheet. Style sheet. Okay, href equals to okay my one.css. My one.css. Okay, perfect. Now inside my div, there has okay some content is there that is Sachin. Now this content I want in the center. This content I want in the center. So what you can do? Then what you can do? Just you can write one property here. Okay, text align center. Text align center. Okay, this particular property you can keep here. This particular property you can keep here. What is that? Okay, the selector you have to keep here. Okay, can I use the selector is like div? Can I use the selector is like div? Agreed with me? Okay, so if you observe here, one.html page included this CSS. One.html page included this CSS. Inside this CSS page, we have our okay CSS properties like selector and your CSS properties. So if you run this one, my div is like in the center. Div is like in the center. Now tell me, one.html is this one.css written by whom? Okay, developer only, right? Me only written one.html, me only written one.css. Okay, me only just added. For example, think. Okay, there is a possibility of this particular CSS file, if any other person, if they are written, okay, some other person, some third party person, okay, written, then that time, okay, how to use that, how you can use it. Now at this moment, one.html and one.css you written. So my one.css is simply included here. For example, think this one.css written by some other person. Some other person. Okay, then what you have to do? Then what you have to do? Okay, this person written this one.css. First of all, you have to get this one.css from this guy and you have to load it or not. Simply. Yes, sir. No. Okay, you have to ask him, hey, can you give me that CSS file, what you written? Okay, that particular CSS file, you have to link it here or not. See, here there is no change, right? Here there is no change. Okay, you have to get the file and you have to load that file in your HTML or not. Okay, so this is the file you have to get. That is the first task. Once you get it, that file you have to use here. Use here. For example, think for this particular text align center, okay, one person already created one class. One person already created one class. Okay, for example, see text center. Okay, now how we can use it? My class equals to text center. Text center. Now this one written by you. This one written by you. Some other person, okay, already written this text align center. Text align center. Now tell me, you want me to write from my end already written code you want me to use, which one is easy for the developer? Okay, to my developer, which one is like easy? You want me to write my own CSS and place the code, or already some other person written? Okay, do you want me to use it? Already some other person written, can I use that one? That is easy, right? For my developer. Okay, to my developer, that is like easy or not? From a developer already, this is already written by some other person. Yes or no? Okay, so now I don't want to use this particular one. Some other person written, right? That one only I want to use it. Okay, who is that other person? You know, my Bootstrap people, they created some CSS files. That CSS files contains some CSS classes with some CSS selectors. I want to use that classes. I want to use that classes in my HTML file. In my HTML file. How we can use it? See this. First, let me write bootstrap.css. Bootstrap.css. Okay, sorry, bootstrap.html. Rename bootstrap.html. Okay. Now here I have one div is there. I have one div is there. Such. Okay, here you can write the CSS. Here I have one class text center. Okay, what is that? Text align center. Okay. Now here, can I load it? How we can load it? Link relation equals to style sheet and style sheet href equals to what? Bootstrap.css. Bootstrap.css. Control Z. Bootstrap.css. Bootstrap is not. Yeah. Bootstrap.css. So can we run this one? Can we run it? Okay, how we can run? Open with live server. Okay. Now observe here, it is not come in the center. Okay, if it is not in the center, first of all, okay, don't go to the code or something. First, right click on this one, inspect it. If you not get the expected output, first come here, go to body, go to body. This is my div. This is my div. Okay, then what happened? Here, what happened? Here, what happened? For this particular div, did you mention any class here? Is there any styles applied other than display block? No, right? No, right? So you missed something like this or not? What you missed? My class equals to text center. Okay. Before that, you have to do one thing. You have to do one thing. In the source tab, you can check my CSS file loaded or not. First, you have to check this one. My CSS file loaded or not. Once it is loaded, then that time you can go to the code and check it. Why it is not applied here? First, you need to check your CSS file loaded or not loaded. Either in the source tab, you can check it, either network tab, you can check it. In the network tab, if I refresh the page, there has two requests went right. Okay, this one is leave it, this one and this one is ours. Okay, yes or no? In the source tab, that related stuff you can get it or not. That related stuff you can get it or not. Okay, now once my bootstrap.css is loaded, why it is not applied for this particular element? Now you can see here that class is not applied to my div or not. That class is not applied to my div. So now I applied. Can I refresh the page? Can I refresh the page? Now applied or not? Yes or no? Now applied or not? Okay. Now this particular CSS property already written by some other person. So I don't want to write it. So can I delete it? Yes, I deleted. Now if I run this one, what's my output? If I run this one in the network tab, if you observe, okay, what is my expected output? If I refresh the page, now see my bootstrap.html file loaded, but my bootstrap.css file, see this, is it loaded or not loaded? Now 404 not found. That means what? I am looking for the bootstrap.css file in the CSS folder, but I am not able to find it. This is called as 404 not found status code or not. Come on. 404 means not found. Not found. So if it is not found, if I go to the source tab, now say this, my bootstrap.html file is there, but my bootstrap.html file is there, but my bootstrap.css file is there or not there? Not there. So that is already written by some other person, right? That is already written by some other person, right? So can you get it? Can you get it? That CSS file? Can you get it? As a developer, you have to get that file who already written or not. Who written that CSS file? Who written that CSS file? Come on, who written? My bootstrap people written. So can you go to the Google, just type bootstrap, just type bootstrap. Okay, the first link, if you observe in the search items, the first link. Okay, can you click on that? Can you click on that? Now, can you read it? Can you read it? Build fast and responsive sites with Bootstrap. Okay, why fast? Why fast? Why means very simple. You not spend the time to write your CSS properties or not. Why? Because already they written. They written. Okay, so it is like build fast responsive sites. Why responsive sites? They said, okay, they given like some CSS to develop the responsive websites by using media queries. They only written. Okay, what they written, I will tell. So build fast and responsive sites by using Bootstrap or not. Got my point? By using Bootstrap, what we can do? We can develop responsive sites. Responsive sites. So I need the bootstrap.css file or not. So can you see this somewhere? Can you see this? Okay, there has documents or there, examples or there. Click on the examples in the website. Okay, now see this download example, download source code is there. Otherwise, go to docs. Go to docs. Okay, go to docs. Now introduction and download is there. From here also you can download that CSS. Now if you come here, compiled minified, okay, CSS bundles, compiled and minified JavaScript plugins, all these things. Okay, you can see here. Now source files, compiled files, don't go with the source one. Okay, compiled one, go with the source one. Can I click on the download source? Just click on this one. Just click on this one. Okay, now see it is downloaded. It is downloaded. Can I go to show in my folder? Show in my folder. Okay. It is downloaded, right? Yeah. Can I go to show in my folder? Okay. This is the zip file just I downloaded. Now, can I extract this one? Okay. Can I extract files here only? Can I extract the files here only? Yes. Okay. Now, once it is like extracted, now see this folder. Okay. It's going on. Okay. Now, can I open this folder? In this folder, if you observe, there is multiple files and folders are there or not there. Okay, in the dist, if you observe, okay, there is a CSS folder is there. Here we have one CSS file. What is that CSS file? Bootstrap.css file. There are not there. Come on. There are not there. Come on. Okay, I needed this file only. Okay, so can I copy this file? Can I copy this file? Can I go to our workspace folder? Okay, reveal in file explorer. Okay, it is directly navigate to your file explorer path. Can I paste it? Now tell me this bootstrap.css file, who written? Who written this bootstrap.css file? Who written? You are my bootstrap people are. My bootstrap people written or not? Now can you come here? Can I refresh the page? Can I refresh the page? Is it working or not working? Is it working or not working? Now you can ask a question. Hey, bootstrap people, what they written? I want to see. Bootstrap people, in my bootstrap.css, what kind of code they written? I want to see it. Can I open that bootstrap.css? Can I open that bootstrap.css? Now, if you observe, bootstrap version is what? What is the version you are using? The bootstrap version. Which version you are using? 5.3 version you are using. 5.3 version you are using. MIT, the licensed under MIT. Okay, for any library If you see this licensed under MIT, you can say it is a open source. Anybody can use it. It is the source code is available to you. You can do modifications if you want. Okay, it is like a open source. No need to pay any amount to use it. It's a open source one. If you observe here, there has some CSS only they written or not. There has some CSS. First one leave it. Okay, now see this is which selector? Attribute selector. Attribute selector. Okay, now okay, media queries. There are not there. Body content something. HR, H6. Okay, like this. Multiple things they written or not. Yes or no? Now, which class you written here? Text center. Can you check this class they written or not written? They written or not written? Can you check it? See this. My text align center written or not written? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, now you can ask a question. Hey, how I can come to know, okay, this particular class, okay, written by Bootstrap people, what kind of classes they written, how I can remember? That is one of the question or not? Yes or no? My Bootstrap people written some CSS with some CSS classes. If you know the class, then only, right, you can apply here. If you know the class, then only, right, you can apply here. If you don't know, how we can apply? How we can apply? Now see how many CSS properties they written for that. They written like how many lines of code? There has 11K, around 12K lines of code they written or not? Do you want me to remember all these CSS classes? Text align center, text center class. You want me to remember? Text start, text end, like this. Thousands of classes are there in the bootstrap.css file. Is it recommended to remember each and every class? Is it possible? At least tell me. Is it possible? 100% no, right? Okay, now the thing is, it's a open source, right? In their website only, you can find the classes related information. In their website only, you can find the classes related information. Now see this. Go to, again I'm telling, go to, okay, just go to Google, type Bootstrap. You can find the first search item. Okay, getbootstrap.com. This is the official website. Okay, first, if you open this one, go to docs section. In the docs section, if you observe here, from the downloads, you can download your source code. You can download your source code. Okay, once you downloaded, you can get the bootstrap.css file. How we can get it? Now go to your downloads, go to your downloads. Okay, bootstrap this one and click on this, go to CSS. In the CSS folder, you can see this bootstrap.css file. From the CSS folder, you can get this bootstrap.css file or not. Now my bootstrap.css file has multiple CSS classes. Okay, I am not able to remember all these things. From where I can find it means in the official website only you can find all the CSS classes. Okay, there has one section is there. Observe here. Okay, there has one section called as a utilities section. Utilities section. Okay, if you go to this utilities section, you can find okay frequently used CSS classes in Bootstrap. For example, the first okay background one is there, right? Click on the background. Okay, observe here. Observe here. If you want any element background color like this, what is the class you have to use? What is the class you have to use? BG primary is the class. Can I use the BG primary class? For one element, you can use any, you can add any number of CSS classes or not. Now, if I refresh the page here, observe there has a background color came up. Yes or no? Like that. Okay, there has background colors given by whom? Background colors given by whom? Bootstrap people. Which classes they given for the Bootstrap? Which classes? BG primary, BG primary subtil, okay, BG secondary, okay, BG success, like this multiple CSS classes they given or not. Now my question is very simple. Do you want me to remember all these classes? You want me to remember all these classes? Okay, no. Okay, don't try to remember. But one thing you have to remember, what you know, Bootstrap people given some CSS classes for background colors. Okay, this statement you have to remember. What is that? Bootstrap people given some CSS classes for background colors, but which CSS classes I don't know. I don't want also. Okay, if you know this statement, go to Google. Simply you can type background colors in Bootstrap. Just click on that. If you click on this one, you can get it. You can get it. These are the colors. Okay, background colors. Somewhere you can find it. Okay, these are the colors. The version is like 4.0. I don't want 4.0. I want 5.0. Just go with the 5.0. Okay, just go with the 5.0. Now say this. You can come here or not. Yes or no? If you don't know this one also, if you don't know this one also, then how we can get it? Okay, how we can search at least? You're not able to search or not? I want, okay, which features provided by the Bootstrap people? I want to know that one. But which CSS classes they provided? Okay, don't remember that one. Okay, simply why? Because this is the open source. Everything you can find in the internet or not. Okay, all are agreed with me? All are okay? Okay, like this. Okay, what you have to do is your assignment is like just go to this website. Okay, check what features they given. For the background colors, they given some CSS classes like this. If you know the class, how to apply, you know. Okay, by using inline styling, how? By using internal and external. Inline styling, there is no class. Internal and external, how to apply the CSS, you know or not? Yes, sir. Okay, the next one is like borders. Okay, for the borders, they given one class called as what? Border is the class. Okay, if you give the border class, see this four sides border. Border type only top border. Border left, okay, border right, border bottom, like this, different classes they given. Okay, colors. Okay, background colors is different, text color is different. Text colors, see this text color. If I give like a text white, if I give like a text white here, okay, now my Sachin should be in the white color. My Sachin should be in the white color. See this text white. Yes or no? Come on. Text white. Now if you come here, okay, display related. Okay, this one I will tell. Okay, just wait about the grid system. Grid system in Bootstrap, that is an important for responsive web designing. Okay, I will tell. Just wait for few minutes. Okay, display flux, I will explain. Okay, float, display flux in the CSS I didn't I explain, right? So that just wait. Display flux, float. Okay, float. Okay, right side, left side. You want to move the content, then the time you can use flow start, float end, float none. Say this. Okay, if you say this, okay, these many classes are there. These many classes are there. Okay, like that. Each and every tab you can check it. Each and every tab you can check in the utilities section. Okay, for the positions one, if it is a relative position, position relative is the class, absolute, like that you can. Got my point? So your assignment is like go to Bootstrap in the utilities section. In the utilities section, whatever the features they added here, just check it. Just check it. Only remember, okay, the features what they given, but don't try to remember the classes. Yes or no? Okay, Bootstrap is not a mandatory. If it is really required to design, okay, develop a responsive web pages, okay, then only you can add the Bootstrap. Otherwise, don't go with that Bootstrap. Okay, it is not a mandatory. Got my point? Agreed? Okay, then utilities section you can find it. The next one is like there has one more section. This one also utilities and components important. If I click on the components, the first component is like what? Accordion. Now come here, see how it is looks like. There has accordion item 1, accordion item 2, accordion item 3 is there. If I click on this one, what you observe? See this. The first item content closed and second item content opened or not. If I click on this one, if I click on this one, see this? Okay, if the view is looks like this is called as a accordion view. This is terminology wise. Okay, for example, if your team lead say like, hey, this is the content, can you display like accordion? Okay, then the time you should know how the accordion view is looks like, right? How the accordion template is looks like, right? Okay, if this content, if the content is looks like this template is looks like this is the accordion view. Got my point? Yes or no? Okay, can I come here? Okay, this is the code for this. Copy this code, copy this code. Let's go to our folder. Just okay, right, accordion.html. Just place it. This is the code I placed. Can I run it? Open with live server. Now see, the content is displayed, but is it like a expected content? Look and feel wise, is it like expected content? Look and feel wise, am I expect this one? No, right? Why it is not visible like this exactly? Why it is not visible like this code only, right? I copied. Why it is not visible like this? Why it is not visible like this? If you see the code, if you see the code, okay, see, there has a class accordion is there. Did you mention or did you write any CSS properties for this class? Can you check it? Can you check it? Come on, now you have to check. Inspect it. Inspect it. Okay, now this is the div. The class is accordion. Click on the div, come to the right side. Is there any accordion class applied or not applied? In the right side, class is there, but that class related CSS applied or not applied? Not applied. Okay, I am not the person to write it, but who written already? Who written already? Okay, see, these many classes are there: accordion, accordion item, accordion header, collapse class, something. Bootstrap people written, right? So already Bootstrap people written. Okay, in which CSS class? Bootstrap.css class. You have to load that CSS class here or not? So is my Bootstrap.css class loaded or not loaded? Not loaded. So can we load it? Can we load it? How we can load it? How we can load it? By using link relation equals to style sheet. Link relation equals to style sheet, and my href equals to what is that? Bootstrap.css. Bootstrap.css. Now, can you come here? See the look and feel. Change or not change? Observe. Look and feel changed or not changed? Yes or no? Why? Why? If you go to accordion now, in the past, this class not added, but now it is applied or not. Which is coming from which class? Bootstrap.css class or not? Agreed with me? Okay, accordion item. Okay, accordion item class there or not there? Accordion item first of type, accordion item. These selectors, these selectors, which is given by whom? Bootstrap.css people or not? Yes, sir. But if you observe, if I click on this one, see, performed some operation or not. Now, if you come here, if I click on this one, see, I'm clicking, but are you able to perform some operation? Are you able to see that kind of operation here? No, right? By using HTML, I can prepare some content. I can render that content inside the browser, which is visible to the end user. Okay, in the past, that is loaded and visible to me. Okay, I want to make it like look and feel one CSS file added. Okay, so that my look and feel also changed. But now, if you want to perform some operations on my elements, if you want to perform some operations on my template, if you want to perform some operation on my content, then the time, is it possible by using HTML and CSS? Is it possible by using HTML and CSS? Is it possible if you want to perform some operations? If you want to perform some operations, okay, on my content, is it possible by using core HTML and CSS? No, right? What is required? What is required? What is required? Some JavaScript code is required or not required? If you want to perform some operations on my content, on my template, then JavaScript code is required or not required? So JavaScript code, you have to write it, right? But this is the Bootstrap component. Okay, so my Bootstrap people, how they given like CSS. Okay, the same way they given like JS file also. So can we already downloaded, right? Can we get that JS now? Can we get that JS now? This is my Bootstrap. See, there is CSS is bootstrap.css. Can we go to the JS? Can you go to the JS? Now see this, these many JavaScript files are there. One of the file bootstrap.javascript. Can I copy this one? Can I go to our folder? Can I place this? Can I place this? Now go to our folder. Bootstrap.css is this one. Bootstrap.js, this much JavaScript code they written. At this moment, I don't know anything about the JavaScript. So no problem. So no problem. Wait. Okay. Now come here. Bootstrap.js is there. This JS file loaded or not loaded? Here. This JS file loaded or not loaded? This JS file loaded or not loaded? Where you can see in the source tab. Okay, HTML file loaded, CSS file loaded, but my JS file not loaded, right? So how we can load the JS file? How we can load the HTML file? Tell me. How we can load the HTML? Directly you can run it by using URL. How we can load the CSS while loading HTML? By using link tag or not? How we can load the JS file while loading your JavaScript file? That is the question or not? Okay, my question is very simple. How to load one JS file in my HTML? How to load one CSS file in my HTML? By using link tag. Okay, by using script tag, we can load our JS file. Okay, so script is my tag. Okay, here see href is what? This represents the path. It represents the path of your file or not. Here also there has one more property attribute, you can say source. It represents your okay JS file path. JS file path. So source only the mandatory attribute. Now can I refresh the page? Can I refresh the page? Okay, it's not loaded, means it's not saved or what? All right. Okay. Can I load it? Accordion, still it is not loaded. You paste in the bootstrap.html, right? In the wrong place, right? You pasted. Yes or no? You have to load in accordion.html, right? Yes or no? Okay. Now come here. Can I load it? Yes. My bootstrap.js file also loaded or not loaded? Bootstrap.js file loaded or not loaded? Okay, in the accordion.html, okay, bootstrap.js, bootstrap.css, okay, all are loaded or not? Now, once it is loaded, already my bootstrap people written. Can you see this functionality now? Yes, sir. Working or not working? Working or not working? Working or not working? Got my point? Got my point? Like that bootstrap people provided like multiple components also. Okay, I'm not asking you, okay, how this code is looks like, okay, what classes they used. Okay, don't remember these classes, not required also. Not required also. Don't remember these classes, but you should have to remember one thing. What is that? Bootstrap people given, okay, accordion related functionality, accordion related future. Okay, one feature is there in the bootstrap. Okay, how to design the accordion. Okay, how to place the content in the accordion view. Bootstrap people provided one component. That one, if you know, you can go to their website, official website, or directly can go to the Google and search and you can get it. Got my point? Okay, in the JS file, what kind of code they written? I don't know about the code, but what kind of code they written? In the JS file, what kind of code they may written? They may written for all components, bootstrap components related code they written. Okay, for this, which kind of code they written? Okay, if I click on this particular item, so he is going to write one click event for this particular element. Okay, which one you clicked, that particular element related content is going to display. For that, they written some code or not in the bootstrap JS file. In the bootstrap JS file. Got my point? Agree with me? Okay, like that. Okay, like that. Okay, how many components are there? There is the alerts. Okay, alerts. Now come here. If it is like a bootstrap alert, okay, it is looks like this. Okay, these many alerts if you want to. Okay, if it is like a success, this is the one. Okay, here only can come. Okay, it's a normal alert. If it is a success alert, if it is like a warning, okay, error alert, warning alert like this. Okay, now if you come here, okay, now see, if I click on this particular one, I want to navigate something, okay, so that it's a JS1 or not. If I click on this close alert, close button also, you can see somewhere dismissing. See this. This is my alert. This is my alert. If I click on this one, I want to perform some operation. Then the time JS required or not required? JS required or not required? Come on. JS required or not required? This is my alert. Now if you come here, okay, if I refresh the page, okay, this is the alert. If I click on this one, it should be dismissed, gone. Further, JS is required or not required? Required. Okay, whenever you try to perform some operation on my element, then that time JavaScript is required. Got my point? Okay, like this multiple alerts are there, badge. Okay, how it is looks like the badge. Okay, see this, see this. Okay, this is the badge example heading. One text is there. If you want to show some content, the text related content in different view, then the term you can use like badge. Okay, now breadcrumb is nothing but like this. Okay, home library, I am inside the home. Okay, inside the home library, inside the library data is there. Okay, this is my flow. Okay, this is my, okay, pages. First I open the home page. From the home page I opened the library. From that library I opened the data. Now if you go back to library, just if you click on this one, you can go back to library. If you click on this home, okay, you can go back to home. This is called as a breadcrumb. Okay, for this is the code, you can use it. Okay, at least from your end, breadcrumb, if your team lead ask you like, hey, can you design breadcrumb, then the time in your mind it should be run. Okay, hey, it looks like this, breadcrumb is looks like this, like, got my point? Okay, same like this, buttons are there. Next one is like button group is there, multiple buttons if you want to place. The next one is like chord. Okay, if you want to show some content like this, okay, it's a chord. The next one is like carousel is nothing but it says simply, okay, first slide, second slide, third slide, like that, slide by slide if you want to move. Okay, then the time carousel, see this. Okay, first slide, if I click on this one, third slide, okay, first slide, like this is the simple carousel or not. Got my point? Now copy this code, carousel. Carousel.html. Just paste it. Okay. What is required? What is required? If I run this one, there is no bootstrap.css, there is no, okay, JavaScript also. Now it looks like this. Now it looks like this. Can I make it like look and feel? Can I make it like look and feel? Then you have to use what? For the CSS, okay, for this particular classes, Bootstrap people already written some CSS properties inside bootstrap.css file. Okay, so you have to load it or not. Link relation equals to, okay, style sheet. The next one is like what? Href equals to, what is that? Bootstrap.css or not? Href equals to bootstrap.css. Bootstrap.css. Yes. Bootstrap.css. Now look and feel should change now. Okay, something changed or not changed? Look and feel changed or not? I want to add some functionality. I want to add some functionality. So script source equals to bootstrap.js or not? Bootstrap.js. Now, can you come here? Can I refresh the page? Can I refresh the page? Now see this? Okay, but my images are not there. But my images are not there. Can we add some images here? This is my image one, image two, like that. Okay, you can add it. Okay, you can add it. Okay, can we get that images? Okay, from Google. Okay, I need a Google image. Google image. Okay, how we can get this Google image? Okay, how we can get this Google image? Inspect it. Inspect it. Okay, go to network tab. Go to network tab. Directly you can find the path here. Okay, refresh this and search, filter it. Okay, it's a PNG file. It's a PNG file. I know that the reason just I put it. You can check JPG or PNG like this. Okay, just dock outside. So I want to see full view. Okay, this is my Google. This is my URL. Can I copy this URL? Can I paste in the source? Yes, sir. Okay, let's go to ndtv.com. Let's go to ndtv.com. Okay, can I get this one? Okay, now inspect it. Inspect it. Okay, this is the image or not? This is the image. Can I get it? Control A, Control C. Okay, can you go to our code? This is my source. Can I paste it? Okay, now, okay, you can take one more image. Okay, this is my image. Inspect it. Okay, body, do some. Okay, this is something different. It's a background filter, I guess. One more, you can get it from another website, and it will only can take it. Can I take this? Inspect it. Okay, this is the source. Right. Can I copy this? Can I go to this spot? Yes. Okay. Now, can you go to our file, Corozal? Can I refresh the page? This is the Google one. This is one, another one. This is another one. Yes or no? Yes or no? You can give some height and width for this. You got my point? Agreed with me? Am I written any code here? Am I written any code here? Am I written any code here? Okay, I didn't write a single line of code also. Okay, all are written by Bootstrap people only. Everything written by Bootstrap people only. Just I added my images. That's it. More than that, nothing. Just I added my images. You got my point? Agreed with me? Okay, you can give some height and width. Then that time, just it is going to be visible based on your height and width. You can add. You can add the height and width. Okay, then next one. Okay, like that. Okay, close button. If you want this button functionality, okay, you can use that. The next one is like collapse. Collapse means open close. It's kind of okay. I'd say this. If I click on this one, it is some content is visible. If I click again, collapse, open close, like this, like this. Got my point? That is like a collapse. So like this, they're given like multiple components or not. What components they given, just go through that one. Don't remember any code. Okay, collapse. Okay, no need. Okay, what is this one? What is this class? Okay, no need. But I needed like, yeah, Bootstrap people given one feature like a collapse, one component like a collapse, like that you can remember. Okay, still that is also not happen. Just go to this particular website and go to this component section. Just do it. Just go through that one. Got my point. All agreed? Okay, so how we can include Bootstrap in your HTML page? Got it or not? How you can use bootstrap.css file, that means bootstrap css properties, and how we can use bootstrap.js file also, that means bootstrap components also, how we can use. Anyone have any questions? Can you try from your end? Okay, one important topic. So far we not discussed about the responsive design, right? So far we not discussed about the responsive design, right? Okay, now, okay, I want to discuss about, okay, how we can design a page with responsive by using Bootstrap. And one more thing, Bootstrap class is like vary from version to version. So if you're using like 5.0 version for text align center, the class name is a text center. Okay, that may be vary in Bootstrap two versions. So that always check the versions. Okay, the class text center existed in the 5 version. Okay, the same text center is not available in the version 2, maybe. So that it is working in 5. Okay, it is not working in 2. Then the time, don't think more. Just check the versions. You are taking the class from which version? Currently, you are using which version? Got my point? Okay, so our next level discussion is like grid system in Bootstrap. Okay, once that is done, okay, you can easily understand this display concept. Okay, this display concept. So we'll discuss about, okay, this grid system and this display concept in tomorrow's class. Grid system in Bootstrap, that is an important. How many resolutions are there? All these things covered in the grid system in Bootstrap. Bootstrap grid. So for good, right? Okay, so your assignment is like, just use the CSS properties of Bootstrap in your HTML. Use the components of my Bootstrap in your HTML file, like accordion, collapse, carousel, same like that. Can you do? Okay, and go through the component section and utility section. Go through this component section and utility section. Go through this component section and utility section. Got my point? If you have any doubts, first of all, as I said, send a mail with your question. First, send a mail with your question. First, send a mail. Okay, screenshot and your code. Yes, we can override the bootstrap.css in your JS file. Okay, or JS functionality, you can override it. You can override it. Just make it like important. Okay, this is my email ID. Go to uijavakit.com, our website. Okay, this is our website. Come here. Okay, this is the feedback section. In the feedback section, you can see the email ID. You can see the email ID. Okay, this is my bootstrap.html. Okay, this is my bootstrap.html. Open with live server. For my text white, the color is like such in, right? Okay, you can use your file. Okay, this is my, okay, styles.css. My styles. My dot css. Okay, what happens? Okay, my styles.css. Here, text white. I written one more class. Color is like green. Okay, just make it like important. Make it like important. In my bootstrap also, I have the same class. In my CSS also, I have the same class. So here, just you can add my link relation equals to, okay, what is that? Style sheet. Link relation equals to style sheet. And my href equals to what? My href equals to my styles dot css. My styles dot css. Okay. Now, can you run it? Can you run this one? Can you run this one? See, my weight is override with your CSS or not. Now observe, this is the one. Okay, this is my bootstrap one. Bootstrap one text white. Here is the boot. This is my bootstrap one. That bootstrap CSS override by my own CSS, my styles.css or not. Got my point? Okay. Here, one thing you have to keep in your mind. Okay, bootstrap.css is loaded first so that override by my CSS or not. Okay, this okay order you have to follow. This order you have to follow. First load bootstrap and then yours. Then that time my bootstrap is override by your CSS. Okay, if you keep this one here, okay, your CSS override by bootstrap one. Okay. Okay, then thank you guys. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, okay, just you can drop a mail. Okay, both are like important only. Which one? Okay, which one loaded first? That one is override by another one. Okay, both are like important one. WhatsApp group already shared the link. Okay, so that okay, tomorrow morning you can unmute and you can ask the questions. Now we have another class. Okay, tomorrow morning I will give the chance to ask your questions. Okay.